Hi everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Torqueconomics Weekly Automotive Update. This video covers the week of 1st to 7th of February 2025. Let's dive right into the headlines of the week. We start off with an update on the Honda-Nissan-Mitsubishi merger. A quick catch-up: early this year, Honda was set to acquire Nissan and Mitsubishi in a three-way deal. However, Mitsubishi pulled out last week for an undisclosed reason. This week, further news came out that Honda might not go ahead with the acquisition of Nissan after all. The reason is largely financial. The premium demanded by Nissan was deemed to be too much, and Renault, which is the largest shareholder of Nissan, was unwilling to let it go for a lower price. Nissan is currently quite problematic, as their balance sheet will only sustain the company for a couple of years. Since the news broke out, the company has started exploring other options for partners in the tech space, including Foxconn, which are most well known for making the iPhones, but also assembling electric cars. Nissan's stock price reacted adversely to the Honda news, but bounced back after the Foxconn rumours. Investors are generally bullish on a tech-based merger, as it would bring Nissan's slow EV development up to speed. Moving on, everyone probably saw the headlines about Trump pausing his Canada and Mexico tariff plans originally set for February by 1 month. This is great news for both automakers and US consumers, as a report from Bernstein Research came out this week that the original 25% tariff would cause headwinds of up to $110 million per day or $40 million per year for automakers. Additionally, analysts at Jefferies Investment Bank project that it would add approximately $2,700 to the average US vehicle price for car shoppers if the original plans were enacted. Data for the half year between January and July of 2024 shows that the Detroit 3 imported over 700 vehicles from Mexico. Staying on the topic of vehicle prices, recent car shows have seen automakers planning to build more cheaper cars as the wealth cap has increased as of late in the US. This is similar to how fast food companies are trying to drop prices again. Unfortunately, the average middle class is doing worse. Our next update is from Audi, which is rethinking its EV transition naming strategy. A few years ago, Audi planned to assign even-numbered models exclusively to EVs. As part of this, the new petrol-powered A5 was introduced as the A4's replacement, while the A4 was to be an EV. The upcoming petrol-powered A6 was set to be renamed the A7. However, this approach proved to be unpopular. Now, Audi is making further adjustments that still might cause confusion. The A5 name will stay, as the model has already been released, but the upcoming petrol-powered A6 will retain the A6 name, while the original A6 EV will be called the A6 e-tron. Shifting our focus now to EVs. BYD has been steadily capturing the global automotive market with its affordable EVs, outpacing traditional manufacturers like Audi, which we just mentioned. BYD's success is largely due to its vertical integration, meaning that the company handles both technological developments and auto manufacturing in-house. This strategy has driven significant growth, leading to 20,000 new hires in the first quarter of 2025. Production output has surged by 169% over the past year. In recognition of these achievements, BYD's VP, Stella Lee, was named the Car Person of the Year. However, it is not all smooth sailing for BYD. Recent reports reveal that Chinese workers in the company's Brazilian factories have been subjected to unfair labor practices, including being forced to sign exploitative contracts and having their passports confiscated. Despite the controversy, BYD's stock price has surged by over 20% in the past week due to the growth numbers that we just mentioned. The story of EVs has always been a numbers game though. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Evergrande's EV unit looking for a buyout as it cuts more job this week. In fact, most of China's EV brands formed in the past decade has failed, which shouldn't come as a surprise, given they operate more like the tech sector rather than traditional manufacturing. Mercedes-Benz are also not faring much better in the West. Dealers in the US are offering discounts up to $15,000 on the EQS sedan. Perhaps it is not a surprise then that the CEO of Aston Martin said publicly this week that the V12 will remain in production until the end of the decade, with manual transmissions lasting even longer, although obviously the sports car segment has a different audience compared to a typical sedan. Additionally, Aston Martin is delaying its first EV unlike its rivals in Ferrari and Lamborghini. Hybrids are reported to be the mainstay for the company until 2035. We have had no new significant recalls this week, so we move straight to our release and discontinuation monitor. The Suzuki Jimny XL, which is the 4-door version of the K-car SUV, is finally launching in the home country of Japan. This is quite an interesting release, as the normal Jimny is offered with a tiny 658cc engine in Japan to qualify for the K-car tax benefits, whereas this launch will not qualify for these benefits as the size exceeds the K-car limits. Ford, after receiving positive reception for the Mustang GTD, is considering the possibility of an off-road supercar based on the Raptor. The hybrid AMG GT63 SE is finally set to launch in the US after 2 years of delays. The hybrid flagship offers 831 horsepower, whereas the petrol-only version previously available in the US offers 630. A new Jeep Cherokee was spotted for testing this week. The new model is set to be even larger, presumably to meet emission targets. Lastly, for the petrol heads, seeing this might be a sad sight. The new iM3 was teased on YouTube by BMW, in what appears to be a near-ready version of the next generation to be released in 2027. What might be comforting, however, is that rumors indicate the vehicle is set to produce more than 746 kilowatts, or 1000 horsepower, from a quad-motor powertrain.
Nachdem wir jetzt hier auf dem Testgelände sind, kannst du auch mal richtig durchladen. Ja.
Now, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and please look forward to weekly videos on an ongoing basis. On that bombshell, goodbye.